Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. If you don't know me, I've been doing this work since the age of 19. I've been a domestic abuse, sexual assault counselor for an umbrella agency for over 35 years. I volunteered for them. I've worked in child welfare. I'm a college professor teaching social work and teach on the domestic abuse power and control wheel every single semester and child abuse. And I'm a therapist, yet I didn't know it was happening to me. And so this is what we know about abuse is that oftentimes it's very covert. It can become physically violent, oftentimes does for people. There is no denying the horrifying circumstances of that. But what we have to understand is a perpetrator's tactics are about exerting power and control, oppression, coercive control to harm others, right? It's about diminishing our autonomy. And of course, when this happens in family systems, it happens with our children all of the time. And we have this misnomer that children living in these circumstances are witnesses to or exposed to abuse when actually they have experienced it. Whether there's been any physical violence or not, whether they have been the target or not, that experience of living in that family system is extremely harmful to the developing brain. It creates a dysregulation and inability to feel safe, and that is never the protective, safe parent's fault. It is actually the abuser's fault, right? And so understanding that perpetrators have a goal to diminish us, to make us smaller in a family system, right? And that in that, what happens is the children learn to be smaller, right? And what happens, sadly, is that they believe in some ways that they're not valued, right? That they're not valuable. Right? Because when you have to regulate yourself all the time, when you don't feel safe, when you can't authentically be yourself, what ends up happening is you figure out being me isn't good. So I must be bad, right? And so the good news is that adults figure out that, wait a minute, I'm not bad. I'm okay. Even that if you've been suffering gaslighting and manipulation and intimidation and isolation for years, right? And you suffered all kinds of oppression. Maybe you suffered physical violence and sexual violence. Oftentimes, when we disengage from that experience, we can see, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy like the other, and we might doubt ourselves sometimes along the way. It takes a long period of time sometimes for some to heal. But for children, it's happening while they are supposed to be creating healthy ego development. And healthy ego development comes from this idea of not feeling shame, of being able to be myself, whoever I am, even if I'm behaving quote unquote badly. My parents love me no matter what. And so children, sadly, in these circumstances, learn that they can't be themselves. And that causes a significant harm to the developing brain. I call it broken brain, right? It's like they have this situation in their body, they're experiencing it somatically, and they are overwhelmed and flooded, yet they can't really show it. And when they do, what do we say? We say, why are you disrespectful or why are you behaving that way? Instead of actually understand there's some significant harm going on. I wanted to talk today a little bit about custody evaluations and those types of things that go on in circumstances, but I think I'll save that for the next video. I think I'm going to finish up this conversation right now. What can we do? Oh man, we have to be able to accept our children unconditionally. We have to be able to embrace their behaviors and understand where they're coming from, that the behaviors are coming from a place of harm, that this isn't who our child is. Our child is in a harmful situation. So it's like kind of that idea of like you have a broken leg. How do the people around you treat you? They treat you differently, right? They might do more things for you. They're going to be more supportive. They're going to make sure you're not in any pain. Yet when the brain has been broken or there's a fracturing there, right, of healthy attachment because I can't be myself. I just can't. And so that fracturing creates a need for us to level up our parenting. It's a different kind of parenting. Like always, parenting should never be about shame, but man, we have to be so careful. It's not, how come you did that? It's, oh, wow, I'm interested why that happened, right? It's shifting the way that we speak. It's shifting the way we interact. It's recognizing that behaviors are not personal and creating a space for our child to be able to be that authentic self, even when it really sucks when they're behaving that way. How do we engage them? How do we reach them? How do we show them that they can show up however they want? The more that they figure out they can show up however they want, the more regulated they'll become. Regulation comes from connection. Connection comes from feeling safe. Simple. I'll say it again. Regulation comes from connection. Connection comes from feeling safe. So I hope that's helpful, and I'll see you in my next one. I think I'm going to talk about custody evaluators. All right.